What's crack-a-lackin' dudes and dudettes? It's Ness, and I'm back with another deck tech, showing off my current Kaido build. I am bringing this one to the tournament this weekend. I am excited to show it off. Alright, so I'm running purple Kaido. Still a little bit arguing if I want to do the blue purple Kaido, just because that would offer me some one-cost blockers. So that's a consideration. You know, purple's pretty strong on its own. I really don't need a lot of the other blue cards, but one cost blockers is pretty nice, so I'm thinking about it. Next we have our Dawns. So I've actually got 5 of the different Dawns, so I alternate them because it's a little easier to use the counts, to use the fancy ones. Really liked how those look. Then we get into the only one cost card in the deck right now is 4 of the Blast Breaths. So we're going to do 4 Blast Breaths. We're going to follow that up with 2 of Higurashi Kurozumi, which, you know, obviously that's the Japanese last name first, so Kurozumi Higurashi. Running 2 of those. Running 4 of the Black Maria. She's great. She has the exact same stats. So basically it's like having 6 of the same blocker. I am running 4 Thunder Bagua. This card is so good. Plus, if it triggers, you're ramping. And that's exactly what you want to do in Kaido. The obvious include 4 Onigashima. Another one that I don't necessarily think is obvious, and people have been messing with the numbers on this. I really like having a lot of these. It's the Who's Who. I've got 4 of the Who's Who. It makes it more consistent. Plus, I would love for him to trigger. There's really only 2 cards in this deck that have trigger on it, and it's that and Thunder Bagua. So I'm either ramping or I'm killing something you have. So I'm okay with that. One of the ones I've been playing with a little bit is the Sasaki. This is the counter 2000 Sasaki. There's not a lot to be said. It's, you know, it's just nice. You get to add Dawn from your deck and rest it. Like, you trash a card. Sometimes I have extra cards. Sometimes I have extra Onigashimas that I don't need. And so that's a nice little thing to do. If he's out on the field, otherwise he's counter 2000, so who cares? He's great to just pitch. Like, you got to have enough counter 2000 in your deck. 4 of the ulti from the starter deck. Gotta love her. She's great. If you're running ulti, you got to run some page 1. I've got 2 of the starter deck page 1 and 2 of the rare page 1. And he has been fixed. He is not on play. He is active. So active main, or activate main, active main, once per turn. So he does give you a little bit of that flexibility to deal with your opponent's active characters. So I like that about him. He's 5,000 power. It's great. Like, if they want to drop something and threaten you with it, and they have to wait a turn, now you don't have to, like, you can just be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna kill it now. I really like Queen, so 4 of the starter deck Queen. Then I've got 2 currently of the X Drake, which again, counter 2000. He is nice because although he's 5 cost, he is a drop down -1 Dawn, and you get you get to trash one of your opponent's cards. That's kind of nice. Maybe, you know, it's just it keeps a little pressure on. Plus he's 5,000 attack, so he is still valid. I honestly never choose to play him. I always use him as a counter. Depending on the situation, maybe he is what you play. He'll probably get replaced in this deck eventually by something better, but I like having that much plus 2,000 counter. Right now I am experimenting a little bit with this Queen. It's got a really good situation, and I think people are underestimating the fact that purple doesn't really have rush. So the ability to give one of your characters rush and also knock them down by 2,000, that's pretty good. That's pretty solid. I think this is a counter card. This is a I don't like your 7,000 kid or you know, just whatever is in your way. This really does. It's a big swing, man. I'm coming down fast. I'm coming down hard, and I am weakening whatever I need to get rid of. That is. I think it has more value than people are giving it credit for, and I'm going to practice with it before I take it to the tournament. Hopefully it stays in the deck. I will know more in the future, and I want to do like a retrospective after the tournament. So next we have the Fukuro Kuju. He's 6 cost, 8,000 power, plus 1,000 counter. He's real vanilla, but 8,000 power is nothing to smirk out, man. It's a pain in the butt. It's just at the edge of too problematic, and it's no Kaido, but it is coming down a lot earlier than Kaido. So got a 2 of him in there, and maybe I replace the queens with him depending on how the play goes. We'll see. Next, I have 3 copies of the Starter Deck King. I really like this card. He's 1 cheaper than the Super Rare King from OP-01, and he only KOs 1 character with a cost of 4 or less. So he hits a little bit higher cost-wise, but a lot of the time I'm not having to hit 2 things, and the fact that it's Dawn -2 for the other card, plus you're paying another Dawn, I don't see how this is not the better card. And some people play both. This is doing it, man. This has the removal that you need. I would much rather, use this card because he has the same power. Anything that's a higher cost, you're not going to hit with the other king anyway, so you're going to have to attack into it. This is, in my opinion, is the better card, even though you're not getting as much removal. The extra cost is not worth what you're getting. In this deck, I am running 2 of the Starter Deck Kaido. Nothing to be said about this card other than we all know it's great. It's a fantastic card. And then I am running 2 of the Super Rare Kaido for the board wipe potential. It's mostly it's a safety button. It is the only card in the game right now that has board wipe abilities. So it's great. Honestly, I think I might want to add another of the Starter Deck Kaidos because they're so good. That it's just so good having rush. Coming in, being able to rush, keeping that one cost up that you've held on to for your blast breath is in my opinion better, but you got to have a safety button. You got to have a way to deal with things when they get out of control for some reason. And that's a really good way to do it. So hope you guys like the deck. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to do the thing, and don't forget, sail on.
NES.